Welcome to this chair yoga practice. It's best to have a really firm chair that's not encumbered by arms. In some ways, less is more. Less of the chair is better. The firmer the chair, the better. And I advise slipping up towards the seat of the chair so that you have to sit up of your own strength, if possible. If that's not possible, then, and you need that little bit of support on your back, then just try to sit up as straight as tall as you can. Now, for me, if I sit all the way back like that, my feet don't really make contact with the earth, so then you would have to put the blocks under. So there's always ways to modify and make things work, but optimally, we would be sitting on the edge of the chair, knees straight out in front, toes straight out in front, knees stacking right over ankles, and really drop into those sit bones and begin to observe your breath. Have a soft gaze at a still point on the floor out in front of you. Don't look too far ahead. One of the yoga practices is to stay present, to be in the here and now. So maybe 5 or 6 feet out on the floor in front of you. Or if you're able to close the eyes and take that gaze inward, that is also another option. But either way, we want to settle here, settle the body into this posture on the chair, settle the mind to focus on the breath. And allow the breath at first to be whatever it is, mouth breathing, nostril breathing, maybe a little ragged or sharp or shallow. Let your tailbone be long. Take that low belly back towards the sacrum. As you drop the tailbone down, the sacrum should move a little bit back towards the back of the chair, and that should bring the navel home. And you should feel a little more core engagement. And then lift up through the side bodies right up into this armpit chest area. When you do that, the tailbone is going to try to come away from its lengthening down. So on the inhale, think about that lifting up. On the exhale, think about dropping that tailbone down. Be in the feet, be in the sit bones. Inhale, reach up through the back of the neck. And if you haven't moved into all nostril breathing yet, go ahead and do that. And see if you can start to find that steady rhythm, whatever it is for you. Nice, easy inhale. An easy pause. And then a nice, easy exhale. And again, have that sense of lift, of length, of buoyancy on the inhale. And that sense of strength down through the legs, strong core, sit bones dropping towards the chair, towards the earth, all on the exhale. And then bringing your hands a little farther out, if they're not already, more towards the knees, but not so much that you lose that space in the chest, especially in the armpit chest area, the sort of the edges of the chest where it meets into the arm. And we'll have a different breathing technique. And that is that on the inhale, you'll come into as much of a back bend as you can, really bring that front body forward. Lift and open the throat just a little. Chin lifts, gaze lifts, nose lifts. But don't crank the head back. Don't lose space in the back of the neck. And the tailbone is going to lift as well. And then that's it. Inhale through the nose. And then on the exhale, we'll move back. Again, we're trying not to lose space in this armpit chest area. But you can bring the chin to the chest. And we'll exhale through an open mouth. So it's right? So just keep going like that. Inhale, bring that upper spine in, lift and spread the chest, lift the face a little without losing space in the neck, and really pull that belly in and up, slide the tailbone forward, keep going. Lift and lengthen through the front body. Spread and open through the back body. Couple more. One more. Lift your heart, pull the back of the heart in towards the front of the heart. Exhale, open the back of the heart. Let those shoulder blades spread apart. And then move into all nostril breathing. Couple more with just inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Last one. Lift and spread that chest. Pull the low belly in and up, slide the tailbone forward. And then find that neutral spine where there's even space between the front body and the back body. Keep dropping down through the feet, lengthen that tailbone again, but lift and spread the chest, pull the upper spine in towards the chest. And then take your arms out wide, and we'll pretend like we're working with a beach ball that keeps expanding as you inhale. I'll just go sideways a little bit here so you can see I'm really coming into as much of a back bend as I can. Beach ball's getting super big. And then on the exhale, the beach ball is shrinking, but I'm still trying to hold on to it. And so I'm going to come into maybe a slight rounded spine. But you can see I'm not really rounding a lot. I'm more pulling in and up here. So we're working the arms, but also the core. And then keep those feet nice and grounded, knees stacking over the ankles. And let's inhale, big beach ball. Oh my gosh, I don't think I can hold it anymore. Oh, phew, it's shrinking. Let it come in. And we'll just do 4 more of those just for fun. Maybe imagining that we're on a warm beach somewhere, or maybe even that we got into the water. We're playing with that beach ball in the water. So a real sense of buoyancy here, of lightness. And 2 more. As you know, I tend to lose count when I'm teaching. So that's great because sometimes we get a little bonus movement, and that's okay too. And then let that go. And again, can you just find that neutral place, even between front body and back body, long through the back of the neck, reaching up through the crown of the head, but really pressing down through the feet. Beautiful. And then we'll open the palms to the sky and kind of pull the elbows back. Pull them back as far as you comfortably can without squishing the shoulder blades too much together. And then we'll start to bring them out and back as much as you can. I'll go sideways again. So whatever that is for you. And then bring the elbows up a little and then up and over the head and down that center line. And keep going. Palms up, elbows back, hands reach out. Reach back as far as you can. Start reaching up. Reach behind your head any amount that you can. And then at some point the palms will come together. And you'll just slide your palms down that center line. So that was 2. I'm going to really try to keep track this time. 3. Don't worry too much about the, details of the technique. The important thing is that you're having that receptivity in the palms for Maybe a little strengthening through the upper back, a little stretch through the triceps, and then that little rest as you bring things back to center. Last one. Palms open, palms out, reach back, start reaching up and back. Beautiful. And down that center line. Let the hands land at the heart. And set your intention for both your yoga practice today, but also for your day. You could take this intention with you through the week, the month. In yoga, we do a lot of repetition. We work with a mantra or an affirmation or an intention for a long time. Someone was telling me yesterday that Jesus said we must forgive our enemies 7 times 70. And, you know, there were always people in the crowd who were like, what? And it is helpful if you understand the Jewish tradition out of which Jesus was teaching. So if you do enough research, you understand what that means is you might have to forgive the same person for the same thing 7 times 70, right? So every time that thing comes up that they did that hurt you, you have another opportunity to practice letting go of that hurt and that pain because, you know, you don't want to suffer anymore, right? So it's a practice, not a perfect. And as they say in AA, progress, not perfection. So we repeat, repeat, repeat. So back to the affirmation. I am, just go with that. Or I am present. I am love. What quality are you seeking? What are you wishing for in your life? Connection. I am connection. I am healing. I'll stop talking so you can figure out what your intention is. I'm just offering some maybe suggestions or inspiration. Good. So let that settle in. And if nothing comes up for you specific, I would offer just I am so that you can just work with being present. Let those hands come down to the sides of the chair. Hang on to whatever you can. The nice thing about these chairs is you can hold on to the legs of the chair, but you could hold on to the seat of the chair as well. And keeping that right hand really gripping onto whatever you have found to hold on to. You'll inhale, palm to the sky, left arm straight as you can get it, up and a little bit over. Don't fall over. Rather, pull this right side body in and up. Really reach down through the feet, the sit bones. Beautiful. Exhale. As the left arm comes down, spin the palm down and bring that left hand to hold on to the chair. Inhale, palm out and up on the right arm. And again, we're going more for up than over. Let it be more about pulling this left side in, working those transverse and obliques on the left. Sink down through the sit bones, drop down through the feet, and reach that arm up and over any amount. And we'll keep going. Exhale, spin the palm down, come back to the starting position. Don't move too fast. Have that moment in the starting position, and then move to the other side. Keep that right side body engaged. Let the breath float the arm up. At the same time, let that arm really be alive. Let it really reach. Exhale down. Right arm up and over. So it doesn't really matter which arm you start with, but the right side is the ascending colon. So we like to squeeze that ascending colon first. That's why we would take the left arm up and over, exhale down. And then the left side is the descending colon. So there's a little reason for that. But the main thing is you'll be working to detoxify both side bodies, not just the colon, but your liver, your kidneys, all the organs. So there's a lot going on. And I see some of you are still going. If you enjoy the movement, go ahead, keep going while I'm talking, and know, wow, I'm really taking care of my organs here. So oftentimes in yoga we think, oh, it's all about, you know, the musculature, and certainly you will build muscle strength, but we're really more concerned in yoga about what's happening inside of us. So now let's do a little twist. So inhale, open those arms wide. We're not quite going into the beach ball back bend here. This is more just reaching straight out, keeping the arms, the wrists, the hands in line with the shoulders, and really reaching so that you almost feel a little flossing going on. There's a pericardium nerve here that goes out through the arms, through the wrists, into your fingers. And the idea here is that the hands are the way in which our hearts give out into the world. And then on the exhale, we'll turn to the right. Bring that left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Hold on to whatever you can find in the chair. And then take the elbows away from each other. So I'll just go sideways here so I can demonstrate. Take those elbows away from each other. See how that keeps my chest nice and open? And it also helps me to lift up and out of the pelvis. Okay. And then inhale, reach, exhale, other side, pull those elbows apart, lift that chest, drop that tailbone, lift up through the low belly. Inhale, exhale, to the right. Inhale, exhale, to the left. And this time, let's hold it for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, lift up through the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, the crown of the head. Don't crank your neck around too much. Let it just be a gentle gaze over to the right. Pull those elbows apart. Exhale, drop the tailbone. Pull the navel to the spine. Inhale, lift and spread the chest. Open up that armpit chest area. Exhale. See if without any striving, you might turn that rib cage a little bit more around, bringing the right ribs back, left ribs around. Last breath here. Inhale for the length. Exhale, feel your strength. Inhale, open it. Reach. Exhale, other side. Right hand to outside of left side. Left hand holding on to whatever you can find. Elbows apart. Inhale, tailbone down, crown of the head up. Exhale. Are you able to bring those ribs around any amount? Pull those right ribs around to the left. 2 more breaths here. Again, the neck is turning enough to just look over to the left. You don't need to look back behind you. Just keep it super gentle. Inhale, open it. Exhale. Simply rest for a moment. So some people might be watching us and thinking, they're not really doing that much. But I hope you're feeling quite a bit of sensation through your arms and your torso. So let's work a little bit with the legs. So take your hands again, hold on to whatever you can with the chair, and reach that right leg out in front of you, any amount. And we'll just kind of walk in place. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, float it up, reach through that left heel, pull the toes towards you. Try to have the toes to the sky, so it's not this or this. And then exhale, set it down. Again, trying to keep those knees in alignment and keep going. We're going for 5 here on each side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. This is the 3rd time. Really try and keep track here. Inhale it up. Reach through that heel, pull the toes towards you. And notice if you're having any core work here as well. Lengthen, and then settle and ground and root. Last time. Inhale, float it, reach it. Exhale, set it down with intention. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. So now we'll do an experiment. So lift that right leg up any amount. And if it's too hard to keep it lifted, just do the experiment though. Just see, can I keep it up for a second? 3 seconds, 4 seconds? If it's a second or not even a second, put it down on the floor. And again, reach through that heel. There's still going to be something happening here. So whatever's happening for you, if you need to really lower it and have it just an inch off the floor, that's fine. You should feel lots of core work here and quadriceps working hard, and even a little opening through the hamstring and the calf, especially if you can pull those toes towards you. Okay, let's experiment with the other side. Again, you can simply reach the leg out, reach through the heel, plenty going on here. Maybe you just hover it. Maybe you try to bring it up all the way in line with your hip. Again, progress, not perfection. It's a process. We keep repeating, we keep experimenting. We keep finding out what is right for each person. So what is right for you? Offering movement. How do you make that movement really your movement that brings, the strength and healing and flexibility that you need in your body? So this one will be a little bit harder. So take yourself over towards the left side of the chair. Try to keep that left knee right over the left ankle. And if you can, without hurting yourself or falling off the chair, can you get that right knee back? Hold on to the back of the chair. Hold on to the back of the chair. And just see how far back you can walk that foot. So maybe you're here and it's like, oh, that's it. That's it for me. And that's okay. And just really drop that knee down, press that heel back, press into your toes. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're here. We're trying to get some opening through that quadricep, that hip flexor. And this is one of the hardest things to do in chair yoga because we're sitting. So the hip flexors are flexing. So we're trying to see if we can get any extension here at all. Beautiful. And then bring that up. Scooch around, other side. Take your time. I know I might be moving faster than some of you are actually able to move. So again, you might just start right here. This is going to open if your quadriceps are really tight. This right here will open them. If you can, hold on to the back of the chair and just really drop it down. Even pulse a little, experiment, and then shift back any amount that you can. Make sure you keep dropping into that right foot and holding on to the back of the chair. Tightening that glute also helps to open the hip flexor anytime. You could be standing and tighten the glute. Hip flexor will open. And then the other trick is to not fall forward, right? So keep lifting up and even leaning back a little bit. All right. Let that go. The way we come out of a pose is very important. Come out slowly. Try to come out in reverse. Sometimes I'll say rewind. Come out the way you went in. All right. So we've been moving for almost half an hour and want to have time for just some breathing and some meditation. So we'll start to close down the asana practice here. Let's do a forward fold. We haven't done quite a bit of back bending, side stretching, twisting. Let's have a forward fold just to relax a little bit, to end the last posture, and then we'll do Shavasana, which will be a little bit more of a back bend. So let's work with, if it's available, you could stretch the legs out, hold on to the chair, and just allow yourself to come forward. Don't come down. Okay? Forward folds are not downward folds. Sometimes, you end up being able to go down, but you don't want to stop going forward. So keep bringing that heart forward. If that's too unsteady for you, keep the knees bent and just simply come forward as far as you can. You could use blocks here. You could grab another chair, hold on to that chair, but keep bringing the armpit chest area forward. Now I'm looking at you, but I actually want you to look down. Really lengthen through the back of the neck. Take that tailbone back. Notice how that pulls the navel towards the spine, but then it also pulls the armpit chest area back. So we'll keep working with inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, take that tailbone back. Notice what's happening in your feet here. They're trying to help you, but sometimes the toes will start to get a little tense in their desire to help you. So make sure, lift up the toes, spread them wide, and let it be more on the heels of the feet, the balls of the feet. Maybe a little more on the balls of the feet on the inhale, a little more on the heels of the feet on that exhale. Pull that tailbone back. Couple more breaths here. Last one. Wide chest, pull it forward on the inhale. Exhale, can you keep that chest wide? Keep it moving forward, but take the tailbone, sit bones back and down. Inhale, float up. Exhale, relax. So here's where the bolster can help us in a couple of different ways. So Shavasana on a chair is really fun. So many different ways to do it. So you could just put the bolster here and kind of hang over it and just relax. So try not to totally collapse, but be as relaxed as you can be. Let go of as much as you can. If you prefer more of a back bend, which I think is the better choice, but it's all going to depend on how your chair is situated. You want to still be able to sit on the chair. And I know some of you have big bolsters, but I was able to actually, you could also lift, if you lift the bolster up to more like your waist height, and then just lean back over it. In fact, sorry, I'm having some thoughts here as I go. If you do the bolster lengthwise, then your neck and head is supported. So you're going to have to hold on to the bolster so it doesn't slide off the back of the chair. At least for me, I do. That's pretty relaxing, though, I have to say. So here my heart is opening, my shoulders are down, my legs are relaxed. I'm putting my feet a little bit pigeon-toed just to keep that sort of inner spiral going. The arms just hang. So find a way to use your blankets or your bolster with your chair and let go. And just allow your body and your mind to integrate what's been happening for the last half hour and let your breath rest. So we were going with that ocean breath, or at least all nostril breathing. So you can let that go now and just observe your breath. Observe how the body moves in response to the inhale and how the body moves in response to the exhale. And remember your intention. Just contemplate that as you rest. And feel a sense of really being in your body, and at the same time that there's kind of a buoyancy, that you're so supportive that you might just float up and away. At the same time, keep the body dropping down towards the earth, whatever position you've chosen. And then very slowly bring this posture to completion. Have a sense of closure. Come back to sitting upright. Let that bolster or blankets or what a cushion, whatever you were using, move that out of the way. Come back to that upright seat. Sit bones more towards the front of the chair, knees straight ahead, stacking over your ankles, toes straight ahead, spread wide. And notice any greater sense of freedom or ease, freedom and ease, sitting now. Or not, right? So sometimes we do a practice and it actually brings stuff up. Maybe you feel a tightness that you hadn't really paid attention to before, and there it is. So the important thing is, what are you aware of? What do you notice? How are you tuning in to your body? So we'll work with some breath technique for a minute here. So we'll return back to that ocean breath, if you can, otherwise all nostril breathing. I know one of you is struggling with a cold, so if you're struggling with a cold, then just observe your natural breath. That's your breathing practice for now. If you can do any nostril breathing at all, then that's a win, right? When you're congested. But otherwise, see if you can start to find an evenness, and if you can do all nostril breathing, do. And find an evenness between the inhale and the exhale. Is your inhale 4 counts, and then can you easily exhale for 4 counts? Is it more like 5 or 6? Doesn't matter how short or how long it is. What matters is that it's equal. And then once you've established that, begin to find the pause at the top of the inhale and just float there for a moment. That's called breath retention. And then exhale, even with the inhale, and then rest in the bottom of the exhale. Make sure there's no force or strain, that you can easily pause at the top, rest at the bottom. The rest at the bottom is called breath suspension. And then we'll do a few lotus breaths. Let's go for 5, number of the day. And then we'll come into the lotus meditation. So bringing the hands to face your low belly, fingers apart. Oftentimes there's something about bringing the fingers together. This is more of an open, receptive movement as opposed to gathering, conserving our energy. Here we're more just receiving something greater than ourselves. So inhale, bring it up the center line, and somewhere around your face, you start to open it out and up. Now the palms face together instead of towards you, right? And then that little pause, and then exhale, bring it back down. Two, exhale. Three, feel the opening. Exhale, feel how you're coming back down to your roots here. The roots are reaching way down through the water into the muck below. Then we inhale, the stem grows up, 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 breaks through the surface, reaches towards the light. So it's really just a practice in allowing the energy to expand, lift, open, reach, but also allowing it to return back down and in, honoring the darkness as well as the light. And then bring those hands up to your heart. The hands rest on the heart. Let the heart feel the hands, feel the comfort of those hands. Let the hands feel the life and the love of this heart, your heart. Close your eyes if you can. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. I'll say that really slowly a few more times, leaving room for you to repeat after me. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So this means may all beings be free from suffering and live with ease. They know the sweetness of life. Sukhino refers to that ease, that sweetness. So let's see if we can say all four words together, bring that phrasing all together. And if you don't quite have it, don't worry, you will. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So this is a mantra, and we have a mantra meditation, and it's most auspicious to say it silently, but it's also auspicious to say it out loud, even more auspicious to whisper it. So let's move into the whisper. Loka samasta sukhino. And then silently, if you still don't quite have it in Sanskrit, then just say it in English. May all beings be free from suffering and live with ease. Make sure you're including yourself. You are one of the beings. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart. We'll inhale, open the arms. Exhale, bring the palms back together with an Om. Om. Namaste.